Acting. A game of chance, luck, and of being in the right place at the right time. For a small minority, it is a path that can lead to fame, fortune, and seemingly endless opportunity. For most working actors, however, they can spend decades plying their craft in the theatre, on film, or on television without ever becoming well known. So what of these unsung heroes? This series draws attention to these jobbing, working actors who, by whatever circumstance, have remained relatively faceless behind their more famous counterparts, yet whose work is by no means any less important. Welcome to Unsung Heroes of Acting.
Wait, I can be reasonable.
That time is past.
Wait. I'll tell you everything.
Yes, I know you will.
It could be rightfully argued that Ronald Lacey was not an unknown actor. He was in fact a respected character actor in his native England, and his reputation was enhanced further by his unforgettable appearance as the Gestapo agent Todt in Steven Spielberg's Raiders of the Lost Ark.
What shall we talk about?
So why include him in this series? As is the case with many character actors, there can be a tendency for audiences to remember more the character and not so much the name of the actor behind that character. Despite the notoriety the role of Todt afforded him, Lacey never really became a fully fledged household name. There was, in fact, so much more to Ronald Lacey than just his appearance in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Born in London in 1935, Lacey attended the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, making his television debut in 1960. For the next 30 years, he carved out a steady career as a hard-working actor, playing a wide range of roles in theatre, film, and on television. Blessed with distinctive features, his scope as an actor was extremely vast and impressive. He could play anything. He could be subtle and understated.
Why do you want to fire?
We always have a fire.
Always, Ralph.
It's right as a fire when you're camping.
A fire's for when you're cold.
We always have a fire.
It's not cold.
No, it isn't cold.
Why do you want to fire then?
Whilst at other times, he freely embraced the world of the grotesque and the comic, playing with an uneasy yet intoxicating mix of threat and humour.
How about you?
Nothing, thank you. I may have to operate later.
Are you a surgeon?
It's just a hobby with me.
Lacey is remembered largely for his penchant for the weird and the offbeat. This fixation for off-centered characters, those living on life's underbelly, was something he played with great skill. He wasn't concerned with image or overtly worried if a role might damage his career.
The German pig came up to me and told me to move on. I said no. He calls me names and takes my needles. That is why I shot him.
This is what perhaps made him so employable. A versatility combined with a willingness to explore all the spheres of the human condition, good and bad. Yet Lacey could offer many sides to a character, however despicable they might first appear. Such is his talent as an actor, that while playing someone who is obviously odious, he is at the same time able to convey a degree of vulnerability, enticing the viewer to feel pity for that character.
I suppose you think I'm crazy.
No.
Now you're going to answer a few questions.
Austin, just ask.
Another distinctive trademark of Lacey's work was his gift for comedy.
Have a seat. Oh.
He possessed a great sense of the ridiculous and an effortless ability to make you laugh.
Absolutely, sir. As a matter of fact, sir, I was wondering if we couldn't do something with trains.
Oh, no, Ryland. That's been done to death.
Exactly, sir. That's exactly what I was thinking, sir.
What is always prevalent when he plays these sorts of roles is the sense of play and fun. It's obvious that he, as an actor, is enjoying himself greatly.
I am a little nervous, and I find my hookah to be an invaluable... sedative.
It's also important to point out the differing ways in which he used his voice. Often the higher register was used for those weaker characters with little or no authority.
We're just beginning to work things out.
Work things out? We are no further forward than when we started, thanks to you.
Please, not in front of the children.
Whilst the lower register was used for those who carried threat and menace.
Have you got the money? Nope. Good. I hate it when people pay up. Say your prayers, Blackadder. It's poker time!
As is common with the journey of most character actors, he rarely had the chance to play the lead. An exception to this rule was the 1978 telemovie Dylan, where he portrayed the Welsh poet Dylan Thomas to great acclaim.
Why should the truth have to be expressed in words of one syllable? There are things in poems that are so complicated that even the poet can't understand them.
That may be, but you can't expect your readers to pay 3 shillings and sixpence for a book they're not going to understand.
You won't publish them?
If I don't, you'll only go somewhere else. We'll bring them out next year.
Could I have an advance?
Despite having worked for almost 20 years, towards the end of the 1970s, Lacey was reportedly disappointed with the progress of his career, and for a time considered retiring in favour of starting a talent agency. Thankfully, fate intervened in the form of Steven Spielberg, and Lacey landed what was to become the defining role of his career, playing Tote, the crazed Gestapo agent. In this, his most famous role, he successfully combined threat, menace, and stillness with black macabre comedy, creating an unforgettably repulsive yet strangely humorous character. With the success afforded by this role, Lacey was, for a short time at least, exposed to the Hollywood machine, appearing in films as diverse as Firefox and Red Sonja. Yet ultimately, he remained essentially a jobbing actor for the remainder of his life. He sadly succumbed to cancer in 1991. Ronald Lacey left a treasure trove of work, with over 170 credits to his name. He was a chameleon-like actor who let his work and his vast range do the talking. He could be anonymous and small when he wanted to, and yet at other times he could be extreme and larger than life if the part required it. He serves as a great example of someone who, despite the brief fame, essentially remained a working, jobbing actor. A craftsman and a true artist, Ronald Lacey's work continues to entertain, enthrall, and educate those fortunate enough to witness it.